WH questions. Question words are also called WH questions because they include the letters W and H. If you ask about the subject of the sentence, simply add the question word at the beginning. For example, James writes good poems. Who writes good poems? If you ask about the predicate of the sentence, the part of a sentence which contains the verb and gives information about the subject, there are three options. If there is a helping, auxiliary verb that precedes the main verb, for example, can, is, are, was, were, will, would, add the question word and invert the subject and the helping, auxiliary verb. For example, he can speak Chinese. What can he speak? If you ask about the predicate and there is no helping, auxiliary verb and the verb is to be, simply add the question word and invert the subject and the verb. For example, the play was interesting. How was the play? If there is no helping, auxiliary verb in the predicate and the main verb is not to be, add the auxiliary do in the appropriate form. For example, she wakes up early. When does she wake up? We use the question word what for asking a specific thing or object. For example, what's this? It's a book. We use the question word when for asking about time, occasion, moment. For example, when's your birthday? It's in January. We use the question word where for asking at what place or position. For example, where is my backpack? It's on the chair. The question word who is used for asking about a person. For example, who's that woman? She's my teacher. The question word why is used for asking for a reason, explanation. For example, why were you late? Sorry, I missed my bus. The question word how is used for asking for a way, manner, form. For example, how do you go to school? I take the bus. The question word how many is used for asking about quantity with countable nouns. For example, how many books have you got? I've got 3 books. How much is used for asking about quantity, but with uncountable nouns. For example, how much homework have we got? Don't worry, not much. We use which for asking about choice. For example, which country would you prefer to live in? Australia. We use whose for asking about possession. For example, whose is this book? It's Alan's. We use whom for asking about object of the verb. For example, whom did you meet? I met the manager. We use what kind for asking about description. For example, what kind of music do you like? I like quiet songs. We use what time for asking about time. For example, what time did you come home? At 7 o'clock. We use how long for asking about duration, length. For example, how long did you stay in that hotel? For 2 weeks. How often is used for asking about frequency. For example, how often do you go to the gym? Twice a week. How far is used for asking about distance. For example, how far is your school? It's 1 mile far. How old is used for asking about age. For example, how old are you? I'm 16. How come is used for asking about reason. For example, how come I didn't see you at the party? I didn't go to that party. Quiz time. Good job. See you later.